I am just testing out this mobile live streaming feature on YouTube. Thought I would use it on my walk to this noodle place in San Francisco. Um, this is the end of my first real week in San Francisco because the first week that I was here, I wasn't here. I was in Tulsa. And the second week that I was here, I wasn't here again because I was actually in Carmel at an offsite. So this is my first full week to experience San Francisco, and I have mixed feelings about it. The main mixed feeling is the fact that I have to wear this hoodie all the time because it's so cold here. Don't you guys know that it's summer? The rest of the state, the part of the state that makes sense, understands that you can live a life at 72 degrees and be perfectly happy. And you guys drop it down 10 to 20 every single day, every single morning that I wake up. Why is that? This neighborhood that I live in is called Soma. I feel like there are a billion neighborhoods crammed into the 7 miles that exists, the 7 miles of San Francisco. And I haven't gotten to know any of them really. I basically just wake up, walk down and catch a shuttle to the office in San Bruno, and then come back and hang out in my apartment that I've been staying in, which is that lovely building right there. In fact, this entire area is filled with condos for rich people. I went and looked at an apartment down the street from that building in hopes of maybe staying in this neighborhood because I kind of like it. And the apartment was the smallest place that I don't think I've ever seen a smaller apartment. Not even any of the places that I lived in New York, when I lived in that weird tenement in Koreatown. This place was the smallest place I've ever seen, and it was $3,000 a month. And this guy had had no need to fear that he wouldn't rent that place because places here are in limited supply and they get snapped up so quickly. I think we may end up living in probably San Mateo or San Bruno, which I would prefer not to do. I'd rather live in the city, but I don't think that we have the time or the flexibility to devote to finding a place in San Francisco right now. I think we just will end up having to live in the suburbs for half a year to a year while we use that time to find a more appropriate place in San Francisco. So, let me tell you a little bit about this area, because that's all I know. It's just a little bit. What I know about this area is that there's a ton of construction going on all the time. Streets seem to start and stop with no real rhyme or reason, and in that way it kind of reminds me of the life that we had in Manhattan, where it was just this, for all of the beauty that exists in Manhattan and in San Francisco for that matter, you live kind of this weird industrialized life where there's always some kind of construction going on. There's always the sound of machines operating and the worry that a piece of a building may fall off and hit you on the head if you don't walk under one of the appropriate scaffoldings. So I haven't yet gotten to experience kind of the part of San Francisco that I kind of expected to exist, which is I kind of expected kind of a more eclectic, quirky, laid-back atmosphere, and I think I experienced it briefly one morning when I drove through the Castro district in a Lyft car on my way to a Walgreens, and I was like, oh, that's the San Francisco that I expected, not the place that I live, which is full of sky rises and every building has a website logo on it. The neighborhood really does look like the beginning to Silicon Valley, if you're familiar with that show. I'm just around the corner from the I think I'm around the corner. I'm a couple blocks away from Twitter, but the one that kind of makes me chuckle whenever I see it is LiveJournal. There's a LiveJournal office that's around the corner from where I'm staying, and I'm just like, what's going on in that office? Are they still supporting the last 5 people who are updating their live journals from 2000? I think it's just like, I imagine like 2 people sitting at a desk watching live updates of the last 5 live journals, just waiting for them to cancel their account so they can go home and just retire. So I guess maybe that's it for Hey Rebecca. I'm not forgetting about Middle America. I do fully expect that they are watching your aunt update her live journal right now. The other places that are kind of near my apartment are Ancestry.com and also of course a Google office, and that's actually kind of cool because one of the things that exists out here that I think was actually kind of a controversial move for a while was that they have these coaches that are just specific for Google employees that sort of shuttle back and forth between the different offices. And so I can actually walk down the street to the Google office and get on a bus that will take me to the YouTube office in San Bruno. And that's pretty cool. I have to admit, that's something that I kind of look forward to doing every day, because driving here is insane. People talk about Los Angeles traffic, and there is actually, hold on, jogging. Los Angeles traffic is nothing compared to San Francisco traffic because it's consistent. You know when you get on the 10 that you're going to be on the 10 for a while and you're going to be going 15 miles per hour the entire time. You can look forward to that. You can turn on a podcast and just cruise it out. But out here, the traffic is like Manhattan traffic. The drivers are overly aggressive. The streets are nonsensical. So you have to be aware at all times. You'll be driving and then all of a sudden you'll realize that you're on a cable car track. How? This doesn't make any sense at all. And yet, it's what these people live with every day. So I guess you can get used to anything, really. Okay. I am going to end this test mobile live stream and grab some noodles to take back to Claire. See you later. Bye, Rebecca.